5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sir, let us set this debate at rest that neither the National Democratic Alliance nor the BJP nor this government ever subscribes to this philosophy that only one idea must mature and grow in universities. We are entitled to be criticized. I have absolutely no difficulty with that. If some student belonging to a weaker or deprived section of society suffers a mental distress, that issue has to be squarely addressed, and we can all speak in the same language because humanity demands that our concern must be the same. But the issue, and I regret to say that, which actually is the core issue that squarely relates not to the amount of academic license which is available in universities, and it must be, but we can be a little more gracious and allow some more scope for a debate. We also have in universities youngsters doing many things, and as they grow and mature, they realize that probably this was not the ideal behavior at that time, but that is a license the society allows. Some amount of radical romancing can also take place in academic institutions. But the core question is, and I regret that even Azad Sahib has dealt with it in only one casual sentence: are we going to give respectability to those whose primary ideology is that they want to break this country? After all, what has happened in the case of two persons alleged to be involved in terrorist actions in Bombay blasts and convicted by the highest court? Our fairness of the system was that not only did the accused get a fair trial, but also he got at least several rounds of appeal review corrective petitions before the Supreme Court. He even got the "Sir, through you I want to beseech upon the government," saying, "Look at the richness of our plural society, the richness of all of us who belong to different faiths, different castes, different languages, and different cultures. We are all welded together in this great country called India, apart from detection and prevention of crime, as also organizing international conferences, safety of VVIPs, security of foreign dignitaries and embassies, conduct of Republic or Independence Day, safety of tourists or visitors, etc. Apart from this, being the capital of India, in case any event or incident occurs in any other part of the country, it impacts the city directly or indirectly. Sir, Kolkata had to face the immediate effect of the Jawaharlal Nehru University incident. But our government in West Bengal dealt with the situation in a diligent manner, which resulted in restoration of peace and tranquility. Our party workers also avoided all sorts of provocations under the instructions of our beloved leader. Sir, while we condemn all acts of anti-national activities wherever they make take place in the country, we decree any attempt to brand anyone as anti-national who is otherwise not involved in such activities. Administrative access to curb a dissenting voice is deplorable as it goes against our constitutional safeguards. Similarly, the attack on journalists as Patiala House Court shows the worst form of brutality in as much as it was resorted to by a section of advocates who are otherwise duty bound to defend the law and not to take the law in their own hands. There are reports that a number of video and audio tapes were tailored and background of some of the videos were also doctored. Now the question is as to who doctored the video and audio tapes. The government must come forward with all information to this august house. Sir, as far as the issues of sedition and section 124A of the Indian Penal Code are concerned, as was explained by the Honorable Leader of the House, I would like to add a few words to that. The section was not in the original Act of 1860, but it was incorporated later on in 1870 by the then British government actually to punish our freedom fighters, to curb the voice of our media and intellectuals. Sir, the word sedition was first interpreted in the case of Queen versus Bal Gangadhar Tilak in the year 1897 by the Privy Council. Even Mahatma Gandhi was not spared. He was also booked under this section 124A, which led Mahatma Gandhi to say, and I quote, affection cannot be manufactured or regulated by the law. If one has no affection for a person, one should be free to give the fullest expression to his disaffection, so long as he does not contemplate, promote, or incite violence. Our Supreme Court, in a plethora of cases, has also ruled in the direction. Therefore, while determining the elements of disaffection to the government or the nation, utmost care and restraint is needed by the law enforcing authorities. But this section 124A has been misutilized both by the colonial rulers and the successive governments in free India to throttle the voice of dissent or disaffection, which must not be followed by the present government. In England, since 2010, the sedition law is restricted against non-citizens. In the USA, an identical provision of sedition in the Smith Act has allowed to be confined now to the military only. Therefore, it is high time that we should also have a relook at Section 124A of IPC to avoid misuse and all sorts of harassment, even though we sincerely believe that liberty cannot be enjoyed as a license. While agreeing entirely for national integration for the sovereignty of India, the problem begins when an atmosphere of fear, hate, and discord is created. You call that university den of anti-national activities. The government has also not taken any action. What the member from Rajasthan said about JNU is filthy and falsehood.